Hey guys, welcome to today's reading. Today we are going to be tuning into your future husband. So we're going to be finding out what this person is like, what his personality is like, what his vibe towards you is like, what the dynamic in your relationship is like, how you guys are going to meet, where and when you're going to meet, all the details we can get. Everything Spirit wants to tell us about your future husband, we're going to be getting into it today. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. Basically, you're going to see which of these cards is sticking out to you, calling your name, drawing your attention in towards it, and then as soon as you make up your mind, just scroll down to the timestamps in the comments and the description and jump right into your pile. And by the way, as some of you guys have noticed, I have not been posting as much over here on YouTube. I'm just kind of too busy with other areas of my life to do YouTube as often as I was in the past, which is a big bummer, and I'm hoping I will be able to come back to my previous posting schedule soon. But for right now, you can find me over on Patreon. That's where I'm still being very active and uploading videos regularly. So if you're interested in seeing more of my content, that's where you can go to find it. And the link for that is underneath the timestamps in the comments and the description. As soon as you sign up, you get access to over 130 exclusive readings, and you also get early and ad-free access to all my YouTube videos. I just posted readings all about your past lives and how that's affecting your current life and soul purposes in this lifetime. I also, either it's already up or it's going to be uploaded, and that one is all about where you're delulu in your life and what needs to change. But like I said, there is so much content to choose from, all kinds of love readings, career readings, 18 plus kind of sexy readings. There is a lot to choose from, and the link for that, if you're interested in joining us, is underneath the timestamps in the comments and the description. Also, if you would like to book a private session with me, you can do that at my website, briarrosetarot.com. Whether you're looking for a quick half an hour reading or a full hour length reading, whether you want it to be live with me on Zoom or a pre-recorded reading, whether you want me to use tarot, astrology, channeling, mediumship, whatever modality, you get to really customize your reading, so it's the perfect session for you. If that sounds good, then head to my website, briarrosetarot.com. Link is in my description, and book a time slot with me. So that's about all I have to say, guys. If you need more time to decide, you can totally feel free to rewind, pause, and take as much time as you need, but we're going to go ahead and jump into pile one. Hey, pile one, welcome to your reading. Let's get right into your cards. So you guys got the Lord, aka the Emperor, the Two of Cups, the Sun card, the King of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the King of Wands. So this is probably going to be someone with a very dominant energy. This is someone who is very powerful. I feel like they are very in demand when you meet them. So they could be someone that like a lot of people have a crush on them with the King of Wands. A lot of people find them to be very sexually attractive. I actually am getting the message that some of you guys may not take this person seriously at first because you're like, oh, they're a player. Oh, they have like a roster. You know, I'm not trying to be one of many, so no thanks. And I feel like that's exactly what this person likes. Like that's kryptonite to this person, and you don't even realize that you're making them more interested by trying to turn them away because they love a challenge and they're not really used to getting one. They're used to people kind of falling at their feet, and the way you're like not really taking them so serious, it's like it makes them want to win you over. This person, like, they love a challenge. They love being told no because it doesn't happen very often. They could be very powerful. There's definitely a strong masculine energy coming through, so I'm assuming most of the people who picked this pile are women. But, you know, of course, it could be like a very strong, powerful woman, but really there is this strong masculine energy in the cards. You can see we got all these kings, we got the Lord, the Emperor. So I'm just going to go with that, and like you can translate the gender if you're not into men. But this guy could be like a CEO, could be like a captain of industry. It could literally be a celebrity with the Sun card as well, but very like ambitious energy. And also one thing I'm getting is like they're not lazy. So I feel like this is the kind of person who would also like help you around the house and do things for you, or they would find ways to help you out. Like if you were like, oh my God, I'm just really stressed, like I hate cooking and it's really stressful to cook every night, they might be like, babe, let's get takeout. Or like, you know what, stop worrying about cooking, I'll figure it out, I'll hire a meal plan service and they can deliver food at the beginning of the week, but like I don't want you stressed. Or if you're like, I don't want to cook or I don't want to clean, they would hire a cleaning service. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of their vibe. They're like a problem solver and they're very not afraid of hard work, or they're the kind of person who would like pitch in around the house and do stuff for you. Like they're not going to be sitting on their ass watching while you like scrub the floors. I feel like they are really like very active. Their energy, they could like to be busy. They could be the kind of person that is just constantly doing things, constantly going places, and very like productive type of energy. Honestly, we're getting a lot of fire. So this person could be an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. There's also this King of Pentacles. So also earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and why am I blanking? Virgo, of course, could show up as well. But one thing is for sure, this is not a like rest on their laurels type of energy. This is not a guy that just wants to like chill and relax and whatever. I feel like this is someone who takes their life very strongly. You know, they feel strongly about things. They're probably quite picky about who they engage with and who they're around. And once they make that choice, it's like, that's it. We're going full speed ahead. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make this work or to handle this or to do a good job. So like even in their work, I feel like they take their work seriously. I feel like they're very ambitious with that. In their relationship with you, they take that seriously. They want to make you happy. And with the Two of Cups, I feel like this is a love match. I do feel like this is something that like they genuinely really love you, want to take care of you, want to protect you, want to be there for you. They're very sexually attracted to you as well with the King of Wands. So the sex life may be very much on point. And you guys also might travel a lot with this Wheel of Fortune card coming out. This could be someone who upgrades your lifestyle when you meet them. And not just, I'm saying they may not just be the only one who makes money, although that could definitely be the case. They could be very financially successful with the King of Pentacles and the Emperor. Like I would not be surprised if this person is, you know, CEO or owns a company or is just very ambitious and does really well. Also, they could be that kind of person that, like I said, they're very supportive. They want to see you do well. So if you're like, well, could you, watch the kids for me while I work, or could you blah, 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 to help me out at my job, whatever it is, could you contact this person and like, could you help me with my small business or whatever it is? Could you help me get the money to open this bakery? I feel like this is that kind of person that they would be like, absolutely, let me do that. Let me help you. So I do feel like your lifestyle goes through a bit of an upgrade when you meet this person. They're very much a teamwork type of person. I feel like they're very committed to the cause. They're very like, let's do it. And when they say something, they mean it. That's what keeps coming through. But you guys might travel a lot as well. There could be an international dimension. They could literally be from a foreign country, or you guys just might travel and like to vacation and like to go places together. So that's the first thing that we've got coming through. Let's get into some of these cards. What can you tell me about pile number one's future spouse and their lifestyle and what life is going to be like with this person? The healing heart. Oh, wow. Talent guides, spirit mentors, and teachers. Ancestors, historical connections and purposes, prophets and ancient seers, decisions, predictive guidance, and elementals. Ooh, I love that. Nature, spirits, the four elements, and finally, kinship, community, your group. So I am getting the message. Like, we have a lot of spiritual cards coming through, prophets and ancient seers, ancestors, elementals. It seems like there's a lot of like forces of the universe colluding to bring you guys together. And for me, it really comes down to this healing heart card. That's what's sticking out to me, where I feel like there's an element of healing coming through this relationship. There's an element of you guys kind of being drawn to each other, and maybe some past life connections, maybe knowing each other from another lifetime and writing it in the Akashic records that you're going to come together and help each other out and do things for each other. I feel like this person and you, to a certain extent, it's like destined. And I feel like part of the reason is it's helping you heal your heart if you have been hurt in the past. Because what I'm getting the message is some of you guys are very independent and you're like, oh, I can handle it all myself. And it's almost like you may have clicked on this reading being like, I don't really care. Like, I don't even know if I want to get married, but let me watch this, whatever, like, not taking it serious. And I feel like this person is kind of coming in to make you know what it feels like to open up to someone and to trust them and to really give your heart to them fully and to realize like, oh, not everyone is out to screw me over. Maybe some of you guys didn't have families you could rely on, or maybe some of you guys have been screwed over a bunch of time in relationships and you felt very alone. And so this person is coming in to make you realize that like you can open your heart up, you can trust, and you can rely on someone. And like I said, I feel like because of that, you actually end up thriving. It's funny because a lot of people might meet this person and they're so overbearing and they're so like strong of an energy field that they might be like, oh, I bet they're a really demanding partner. They're probably like a nightmare to live with. This guy, it's probably his way or the highway. Like he's CEO and he's shouting at his employees or something, like, and he's probably like so difficult to live with. But I feel like with you, this person is so soft, so sweet. Like you kind of have them wrapped around your finger. So it actually is like this incredibly soft place for you to land, even though a lot of people may not expect that. And from the outside, they might be like, oh, he's a handful. But like with you, this person is actually really sweet, really loving, really kind, and does kind of whatever you want and it's very like concerned with making you happy, making you feel fulfilled, making you feel good. And with that talent guides card, that's what's coming out is like if you have had it in your heart that you wanted to like write a book, or you wanted to create some piece of art, or you're like, I would love to start dancing more and open a dance studio, but I just haven't had the time or the money or the resources, and like I love dancing and it's where I feel happiest, but I just can't afford something like that. Like this is the person who might come in to bankroll that and to be like, let's do this, like I can afford it, let me shell out some cash, let's put together an investment plan, and like making your dreams a reality. You know what I mean? That kind of person that can make you see the path to make it happen. Not gonna lie, I do feel like their kind of energy is very strong. So sometimes it may feel a little overbearing. Sometimes you may be like, calm down, or like, geez, like you're really intense. I also feel like this person is very like intensely attracted to you and kind of comes on strong. So at first you may be a little taken aback, like, okay, chill out, like again, at first you may even be kind of not as interested in this person, not because they're unattractive or anything, but I feel like some of it is because you're just like, oh, I think they date a lot, I don't think they're ready to settle down. From what I heard, they've been dating forever and they've had lots of people interested in them. I mean, this person is the King of Wands. So I do assume that they have some sexuality to them, that they're attractive, they have some riz. People are drawn to them. So I feel like you're kind of like, yeah, there's lots of girls and none of them have been like good enough for this person, and they were always wanting to be single. So I don't think I'm going to be the one to magically change them. But I feel like this person pursues you really hard, and kind of the more you're like, no, no thanks. I hope that doesn't sound messed up, but the more they're kind of like, ooh, a challenge, and they're interested in that. So that could be something that's kind of like annoying at times, is like they're very overbearing. Like I feel like on one hand it's nice because you never have to doubt or question their intentions. You never have to be like, I don't know, do they like me? Do they not? I'm really not sure. They make it clear from the beginning, but sometimes I feel like you are a little bit swept into their energy field. Like their energy is very all-encompassing. Their energy is very like strong. Like if they want something, then they really want it. If they like something, then they really like it. And sometimes you might have to tell this person like, hey, like let me do my thing, or I just need some space, or like I need a break from you, you know, a little bit energetically, because yeah, this person can be a lot. But I do feel like overall they do help you achieve your dreams, and it's almost giving like biggest fan energy, you know, where they really do cheer you on, and they really do want to see you do well. And um yeah, they kind of are seeing the best in you, and they want the whole world to see that. And they definitely stand 10 toes down behind you. Like they are very, very loyal to you. Like if anyone said a bad word about you, if a family member was like, "Oh, I don't really like pile one," this person would stand up and like defend you for sure. So yeah, they are very, very, very loyal and very strong, very protective. Not gonna take any kind of like garbage from anyone regarding you. And I could see as well with this kinship card, you guys starting and having a very large family that's coming through as well. I feel like maybe in a past lifetime with this person, honestly, I feel like for some of you guys, you may have like turned them down and like they're coming back in this lifetime because they're like, it's finally my chance. Like we made the agreement. I get to be with pile one this time. So it's like I feel like they come in hot from the jump, and you're kind of like, whoa, like what is going on? Are you like in love with me already? But yeah, I feel like it's almost hard for you to believe. Like you're like, are you love bombing me? What is going on here? But their feelings are real, and over time you're like, okay, I guess it was just like love at first sight then. I don't know, because yeah, it is very like coming on strong from the beginning. Let's get into these cards. What can you tell me? Oh, look at this. The first card coming out, passion, and the second card, prosperity. We love to see it, right? Those are two cards that bode very well, I think, for what most of us want in a relationship. Um, Financial abundance, financial strength, and definitely passion, attraction, good sex. Let's be real. Let's see what other cards are going to come out. Strength. I feel like this person just has a very strong aura. Like, it's like they really beauty. And as I'm saying this, because I was going to say, they have this aura around them. It reminds me of like James Dean, or of like an old Hollywood heartthrob like Robert Redford, or someone who just kind of exudes this sexuality, kind of exudes this like, especially there's a lot of masculinity coming through, but this could also definitely be a beautiful woman who's just like very powerful, very sexually confident, like a kind of a Catherine Zeta-Jones, I guess, or who is the famous Italian actress, Monica Bellucci, someone who just is like super confident and kind of has this sexuality as a result of it. But yeah, I feel like this person, it is mostly kind of this masculine energy I'm getting that is very powerful, very decisive, and very intense. And I feel like when you're with this person, it's almost like you're in a little bit of a vortex where it's like you see the world differently. They are such a they have such a powerful force of will that sometimes you're like, do I want this, or does they want it? And I'm just like going along with it, because they literally, I feel like they have this ability to almost shape other people's emotions or shape the world and destiny with the power of their thoughts, because they're a very powerful manifester. So sometimes I feel like you feel very like caught up in their orbit and kind of like, I don't even know if this is what I chose or this is what they chose. But yeah, you guys have a lot of good times together. I feel like they bring prosperity and a level of kind of financial stability into your life, like ability to achieve financial goals, ability to live out financial dreams. They're very pragmatic. They're very like kind of like a numbers person. Like, okay, let's make sure this can happen. They're not just like head in the clouds, let's talk about dreams. They're very like, okay, how do we make this happen? And they're kind of like a doer. Like, let's not talk about it. Let's not just like imagine it, but let's figure out a way to make it a reality. So I feel like financially speaking, they do help you to level up in many ways, and they do help you to achieve your goals. You guys could live a really nice lifestyle together. You guys could have, you know, multiple homes or a really nice house. And I feel like the sex as well is just really, really, really good between you guys. Like there's just overall just this huge amount of passion. No matter what happens, no matter how many years pass, if you have kids, they're still going to be attracted and drawn to you. And like I said, that's why there's so much consistency that really builds up this trust. The other card you guys got, it really builds up the trust in you. If you're the kind of person that you don't usually trust or let your guard down, with this person, you're like, okay, I feel like I can trust them. Like, call me crazy, but I really feel like I can rely on them. And I really feel like I don't have to worry. Like, I feel like this person's got my back. And I feel like that is very healing for you, because Spirit is telling me your soul is used to being so independent and has felt like it had to be so independent for so long that this is kind of revelatory. This is kind of like a shock to the system. Like, it's like, what? Like, you're telling me I can actually like give my worries and stress and troubles to this other person and they'll actually help me. They won't use it against me. They won't backstab me. They're actually going to help me. Like, this is crazy. So the thing is about this relationship, I feel like this person really never stops kind of pursuing you. Like, they are always still wanting to, make you happy. Like, it's never becomes like just jaded and I just, this is the old ball and chain kind of energy. It feels like this person is always like excited to see you, maybe excited to come home from work, maybe, excited to take a picture with you, or like excited to bring you flowers and see the look on your face, excited to cook dinner for you, or, do something nice for you, or book a massage for you. I feel like it never gets old. It feels like they're always kind of like chasing you in a sense and always dating you. You guys might make that a habit or a routine, like having a date night that you look forward to and that it's just the two of you. And I feel like that spark of chemistry really never goes away. Like, you're always going to be very, very attracted to each other. Let's get into some of these cards too. For pile number one. What can you tell me about pile number one's future spouse? The crossing, initiation, covenant, sacred contract, repairing the veil, forgiveness, root girl, the disowned self, and first breath, beginner's mind. So I think this root girl, disowned self, it's kind of like how you are when you meet this person. Like, I really feel like there's this beautiful trajectory, as I mentioned, so I'm not going to like beat a dead horse, but I really do feel like this person is teaching you forgiveness, kind of like restoring you back to factory settings a little bit. When you do that on your phone, like your phone's acting up and you have to like restart or reset the whole thing. And then it's like, okay, now it's acting right. And I feel like this person does that a little bit with you, where like, if you've had your heart broken and you really felt like you had to have your guard up, again, you guys got this sacred contract card. You really have a soul contract with this person. And one of their soul contracts was, I feel like, to teach you kind of unconditional love. I feel like there also may be a connection with past lifetimes with you, where you have been treated badly in past lifetimes and then in this lifetime as well. And there may reach a point in your life when you're like, I'm just so sick and tired of being treated badly. I will not accept any love except like real, true love. And that's kind of the turning point, Spirit is telling me. So don't be surprised if this love comes in a little bit later. I'm not saying it has to. It just has to come in at a point when you're like done having your heart broken and really energetically done with it, like not aligned with it. Someone comes in and starts acting janky and you move on to the next quickly. And I feel like that will be your sign to the universe that like, okay, I'm ready for this actually consistent love, because Spirit is telling me this person and you have a soul connection and they tried to come in a past lifetime for you, but you like wouldn't let them. So maybe in a past lifetime, like they pursued you, you rejected them. And so they were like, okay, in this lifetime, like I actually want to have this thing for you and actually have a real thing, not just like pursue you and then you reject me, but like I want to have a long-term relationship with you. I want to wake up next to you. I want to like have kids with you, have a family. I don't want it just to be another I'm after you and you pick someone else. I feel like in past lifetimes, even you picked like toxic people and you've gone for like this kind of like people who hurt me vibe. And in this lifetime, one of your soul goals was to unlearn that and to learn how to accept more of a peaceful love that's calm, relaxed, and you can trust it. You can rely on it. It's not unstable. It doesn't like change, and the person's emotions aren't like capricious and constantly changing. But instead, this person is someone that, like, 100% that you can trust and that they care about you and whatnot. And that's where this person comes in. So that's the beautiful part of this relationship, is it's really like part of your soul growth and part of the reason why you came down to this planet. And I feel like kind of the sexual draw you guys have to each other, like you're very sexually attracted to this person, they're very sexually attracted to you, is what helps you work past those kind of initial growing pains where when you first meet this person, it may be like, no, like I can't. And this person might be like, pile one is literally running away from me. Like they're sabotaging things. They're doing everything to ruin this relationship. Like what the heck? But over time, they're like, okay, maybe they do care about me and they're sabotaging things, but they don't really mean it. And you start realizing, oh, I can actually trust them. But the sexual chemistry, I feel like from the jump is on point. I mean, you guys got this passion card. You also got that King of Wands card, the Two of Cups card. Like there is a real level of love and connection and yeah, sexuality when it comes to each other. Let me get just a couple song cards to sum up this vibe for pile number one, and then we'll close it off with some astrology for you guys. One Track Mind Chromeo. I feel like that is such a like, I have a crush, I'm obsessed with this person, and kind of sexual vibes, which again, I feel like is how this person feels. Okay, maybe one of you guys is a Chromeo fan. That's a little weird. We got jealous by Chromeo. But yeah, this person is definitely jealous and possessive and like kind of obsessive over you. And with that one track mind, like I feel like that kind of sums up the vibe at the beginning where it's like they can't think of anything else. They're so into you. And maybe they've never experienced this level of attraction or this level of like preoccupation and just liking someone this much before. And kind of like, what is happening? Why can't I get pile one off my mind? Why are they just like so on my mind all the time? Let's get into some more cards for you. Pile number one. Criminal, Britney Spears. Okay. I Wanna Be Yours, Arctic Monkeys. Okay. We got ocean eyes, so maybe they'll have blue eyes or maybe green eyes, any color of the ocean eyes, like striking eyes. Although I guess oceans can be brown too, maybe like a light brown. But I feel like their eyes are very striking. Their eyes are very like noticeable, unusual, and attractive. And then The Bright Side, Little Peep, and my favorite is Mistake by Sheryl Crow. I feel like the one thing that's coming through with all these songs is like this kind of obsessive quality that this person has for you, or they think about you a lot. Even like the song Criminal with Britney Spears, where she's like, Mama, I'm in love with a criminal, and it's not rational, it's physical, and all this stuff, where I feel like that sums up where when you meet this person at first, there's kind of a part of you that's like, I don't know if this is who I should be with, or like this person is not, I don't know, maybe not a serious person, like they're a player, or they're too hot, like they're not long-term potential, or like maybe they're younger than me, or they're from a different culture, or there's lots of things about this person where at first you're kind of like, I don't know, this is not going to last. Maybe it's just your own trust issues where you're like, I've been burned before, and like I'm not even looking for something serious. This person, like I'm not trying to settle down, and I don't know. There's something about when you guys meet where you're kind of keeping them at arm's length and you're not letting them fully in. But again, that line where she's like, it's not rational, it's physical. I feel like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, the sex is the thing that kind of like brings you guys together, where it's like, I am so attracted to this person and they're so attracted to me. and the chemistry is like off the freaking charts. So I'm just gonna give it a shot and I'm not gonna like run away from it. And I feel like that's what allows things to kind of develop more. And that's what kind of allows you to open your heart or keeps you coming back to this person. And then you start realizing, like, no, I think they actually mean it when they say they have feelings for me. And I think I can trust them. And like they have shown up for me a bunch of times. So over time, I feel like you kind of pry your heart open to this person and they're like so grateful. It's almost like they never forget also how hard they had to work for it. So they always like appreciate and respect that. But you guys have this really, really deep connection. We did get the Two of Cups, which is like kind of the ultimate soulmate card. And now we have like the Bright Side, Unchained Melody, a lot of these very deep emotional songs coming through too. So I feel like there is this thing that is so much deeper than you guys kind of could have ever imagined. It does feel like soulmates. It does feel like past lifetime energy for sure. And in this lifetime, you're kind of like, let's actually do it right. It's not going to be one of those twin flame burnouts where it's like we get together and we explode and then we don't see each other again. It's going to be like, let's be soulmates that actually make this work. Let's get into some astro dice for you, pile number 1. So we have the 4th house, Sagittarius, and Uranus. So we have Cancer, Sagittarius, and Uranus. So I love this because technically we have Uranus and Sagittarius in the 4th house. So that kind of sums up to me a lot about this relationship. Mostly that Uranus is the planet of surprise and it's in the 4th house, which is the house of family. And I feel like this person is like that unexpected addition to your family that like unexpectedly, and Sagittarius gives blessings because it's ruled by Jupiter. So it's kind of like that unexpected blessing in your family arena. Like maybe you felt like you don't have a close relationship with your family, or you're just like, no, I don't really want that. I want to be single. And this person is coming through to like make you realize what it's like to really have a family that you trust and really create blessings for you and really give you that feeling of trust and closeness and openness. I feel like with that Sagittarius vibe, they kind of broaden your horizons and take you out of your comfort zone. One thing about them, they're super brave. They're someone that is always like exploring, trying new things, going new places. You know, they're not like in their comfort zone, stuck in the same rut. They're very like exploratory, bold, unafraid. And I feel like they inspire that from you as well. So they definitely make you someone who's like kind of stepping out of your comfort zone and doing things that are surprising that you wouldn't expect. And again, I feel like with that 4th house, that is your family. That's your closest loved ones. I feel like they could be coming in to bring you like a family, literally to give you like children, or to just make you feel like you have your family, even if it's just like the 2 of you and a dog, or just the 2 of you, or the 2 of you and a cat, or it may literally be actual children. But I feel like they're coming in to make you feel like you kind of have that home base that the 4th house Cancer represents, where it's like, I have my home, I have my apartment, it's cozy, it's my space. This person is really coming in to like bring that sense of security that we see in the 4th house for you. But it's funny because it's in such a like unconventional way that you could have never seen coming. Like when you met this person and maybe they looked intimidating, or they were wearing like a leather jacket, or they had big muscles, or they're like just they looked like a player, and you'd never be like, oh, he's gonna definitely be a great husband, you know. But I feel like that's what this person does. I feel like that's what this person kind of brings for you, where you're like, oh wow, I can really trust and rely and just kind of relax in a way that I feel like is very, very surprising, and may literally kind of reset your nervous system and just allow you to like breathe in a way that I feel like you haven't in the past. And definitely, like I said, I feel like this person is coming through from like a past lifetime and coming through from past soul contracts for you. So yeah, that is what I have for you, pile 1. I really hope that resonates, guys. I would love to hear from you. If it does, I'm always super curious, always wanting to know, especially about these readings. So let me know what you think. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. And if you want to see more of my content, I'm still posting very actively over on my Patreon. I haven't been as active here on YouTube, I know, hoping to be more active, but I am still active on my Patreon. So if you want to see more of my content, that's where you can find it. I just posted a reading about about, I think I did one about your future spouse not too long ago. I also did one about some of your soul contracts in this lifetime, life purposes, about the rest of 2025. There's so much content. Honestly, I completely lose track. Oh yeah, and what's your Delulu about? That's a really good one that's either up already or just about to be posted. But there's so much content to choose from, guys. I literally lose track because there's over 130 exclusive readings. Like, there's so much exclusive content. And then you also get early and ad-free access to my YouTube videos. So if that sounds good to you and you want to join me on Patreon, then head to the link underneath the timestamps in the comments in the description, and I would love to see you there. Also, if you would like to book a private session with me, you can do that at my website, briarrosetarot.com. Whether you're looking for a quick half-hour reading, a full hour-length reading, whether you want it to be focused on tarot, astrology, channeling, mediumship, or whether you want it to be live or pre-recorded, you can choose and customize all the different components of your reading, so it's the perfect reading for you. If that sounds good, then head to my website, briarrosetarot.com. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I am sending you so much love and light, and I will see you again very, very soon with another reading. Take care, guys. Bye. Hey, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. So you guys got the Hermit, the High Priest, aka the Hierophant, the Tower, the Two of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Prince of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. So I feel like the energy of this person, it's a little bit more serious. I can definitely feel that King of Pentacles, Hierophant energy, where I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if this person was a little bit older, or they're just very kind of intelligent, smart, kind of a deep thinker, and not like the most, I feel like they're not the most like lively person, even though we do have the Prince or the Knight of Wands, and I will get into that, but I do feel like there's something kind of subdued about their energy, or maybe it's like, let me wait and see, and then let me open up a little bit later, you know, let me get to know this person first. So when you first meet them, you may find them to be a little bit standoffish, or you may feel like they're kind of this enigma. They're kind of this mystery. You can't quite figure them out. And there's a lot of like, what are they really thinking? Or do they like me? Or just kind of like mystery, whether when you're kind of figuring this person out. It almost reminds me of like Jess from Gilmore Girls, where there's like this, maybe what you see at first, like almost a bad boy quality, or kind of this dark, mysterious figure. And then over time, it's like, okay, they're actually into poetry, or they like to read. So I do feel like at first this person's a little closed off, or you might just think that they're not into you, and they may not give a lot of indications of interest. I'm not going to lie. I feel like this is the kind of person who probably doesn't have a whole lot of friends, or isn't like, isn't dating everyone in town, because I feel like they're very picky about who they let in. We do have the Knight of Wands, so they may actually be like dating, but it might be more casual, like they date or they sleep with someone, but they're not really letting them into their heart. And I feel like at first you might kind of not know where you stand with this person, and they're not like the bubbliest person who's going to be like, you know, oh, we're best friends after the first time you met them. There may also be a reason why they kind of have to keep you at a distance at first. So some of you guys could meet this person at work, or you might meet them in like a professional setting where it would almost be a little inappropriate for you to like totally, you know, be like really soft and gushy with this person at first, and vice versa. So they may feel like they kind of have to put you at arm's length. They have to kind of keep you at a distance. And I feel like the connection between you guys, in some ways, it may even grow like despite what you want. You know, there may be a part of you where you're like, I don't know if I like even want to be around this person, or I like them, or it may even have that like enemies to lovers feeling, where it's like at first you're kind of like, I don't know if this person likes me, they're kind of cold, they're not the warmest. But then over time, you kind of like discover more of them. There could be a vibe around that, or you're just feeling like you can't really get a read on them. Like there's a lot of mystery and a lot of this person playing things close to the vest. And you may get this sense that like they have some secrets or they're not quite as open about everything as maybe you would like. So, you know, you could ask them like what their favorite music is, and they don't really fully give you the full answer. And you're like, why are you like not even wanting to tell me about your favorite song or your favorite band? Like this is so weird. But I feel like that's just kind of how this person rolls, and it's nothing personal. And you guys do have this beautiful connection. I mean, there is that Two of Cups, so it is love. I just feel like maybe this person has a little bit of walls up, or you have some walls up, but it's kind of like you have to figure each other out, and you kind of have to get to know each other. And I'm not going to lie, for some of you guys, if you have a trauma programming in you where like you've had a tendency to chase unavailable people, you know, I don't want to make it into a negative reading, but this could be that kind of dynamic. We'll see what other cards we get. So, you know, I'm not saying it's all bad. But if that resonates for you and you're hearing it and you're like, what? All the guys I've dated have been like that, and they've always been emotionally unavailable, and I freaking hate that, and I don't want to date a guy like that, then this could also just be like a warning. Keeping in mind, you always have free will. Like nothing is set in stone, not even the tarot, not even, you know, nothing really. You always have an element of free will. And I think there's a few things that are really faded in your life. But of course, if you were like, I definitely don't want to engage in this, your guides would listen. So if this is something you're like, this sounds like a nightmare to me, I don't want to have to pursue. I want him to be really into me at first and right away make it clear. And you feel like that's like past life trauma stuff coming in, then keeping in mind you always do have free will. But I do feel like this person, it's not that they're going to make you chase them. I just feel like they're kind of a hard nut to crack. And I feel like at first they do kind of almost want to wait and see. It's almost like they've been hurt in the past and they kind of want to wait and see, like, are they gonna be trustworthy? Can I open up to them? Maybe they're a little guarded for whatever reason. And I feel like they're very attracted to you, and they may be even a little bit of a player, but like not opening their soul, not opening their heart up. Like maybe with that Knight of Wands, they are going on dates. They could even be sleeping with people, but they're not like really emotionally super present. Let me get into these cards for you. What can you tell me about pile number two's future spouse, future partner, future husband? I think we're just going to do like a husband reading, I think. So what can you tell me about pile number two's future husband, Spirit? So we got soulful appreciation, heartfelt gratitude, ancestors. Okay. Currents of emotion, wisdom of the Magi, mental clarity, family tree, expansion, legacy, and let's get one more for you guys. Pile two. This is teacher. Wow, there's so many cards like teacher, wise man, the hermit, the hierophant, the king of pentacles. They definitely give that kind of like older, intelligent, and this is what is kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I love this energy, which I hate to say this in a like future spouse reading, because that feels like it's more serious than like just like someone you're dating at the moment. But I'm not gonna lie, like this energy does not really resonate that much with me, but that could be my own reaction to it. I do feel like this person seems very intelligent, but sometimes to me, I feel like their energy is coming across a little cold. I don't know if that's just a barrier they have up with me, and like with other people, they would let that down, or with you, they would let that down, or they're not into like my energy or tarot reader energy. But I just feel like sometimes they feel a little cold to me. And I would say, if you pick this pile, it could also be a pile that just, if you meet someone who has a really cold energy, make sure you listen to your intuition about that. I'm not saying this is all bad. I do feel like some people would really resonate with this, especially, I mean, I am also all water in my chart. If you're not as emotional, this person could be really good for you, especially if you're like an air sign and more in your head and less emotionally based. Or like you're an earth sign and you're very stoic. But I feel like for us water signs and fire dominance, like this would be a little hard because this person does not feel like they're super emotional. It feels like they're very intelligent. It feels like they're very intellectual, but sometimes they have a hard time kind of opening their heart up. I will say with that King of Pentacles, they're likely going to follow through on all their commitments. So like if they tell you that they're going to show up somewhere at a certain time, they will do that. If they tell you that like we're going to send the kids off to summer camp and you're like, but we don't have the money, like how are we going to afford that? Like they're going to find a way to make that happen. They definitely kind of mean what they say and their word is their bond and they're very trustworthy. So that's a really nice aspect of this person's personality. And again, I do feel like they are very intelligent. I do feel like this person is very smart. To me, and this is probably why, because I do not like and so I've never dated someone way older than me, because I don't like when someone like tells me what to do or is like in any way condescending, like when they're like lecturing to you. Don't like it. But if you are like into like older dudes, this could definitely be your jam. And you don't mind some dude like droning on about like his favorite band and like that they formed in 1967 and they had to break up for this reason and it's the best album ever. Like if you don't mind someone that may seem at times a little bit like they're lecturing you or they kind of feel like they know the right way to do things, like this person feels a little bit rooted in their own ways, meaning like they're the kind of person that maybe they know exactly where they're going to go get Thai food. And if you're like, well, I actually love this other Thai place and it's newer and it's over at this location, they're going to be like, no, 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 we're going to my place, And honestly, they probably do have good taste. And probably a lot of the times you're like, no, this actually, like this Thai food is super good. But at the same time, I feel like it could be a little annoying for me. But I am a Venus Aries and very willful in love. So again, just want to keep making these disclaimers because I don't want to be like dumping on this person. And I also am like, maybe this is just my perspective, but it is giving to me where sometimes I would be a little bit like, stop telling me what to do, and like listen to me. I get to make the rules around this, or I am the one who gets to decide like what we do tonight or whatever. We're not just going to watch all your movies. We're watching some of my movies. But of course, if you kind of don't mind that and you're like, I want a leader, this person I feel like would probably be good at that. And they would probably be good at taking the reins and really like steering the ship. And like, if you're down for that and you're like, I don't want to have to pick out a restaurant tonight. And actually, I'm totally good with you deciding where we go to eat. And I'm totally good with you picking the movie. Then this would be great, So it is your kind of up to you and what you're into. I do feel like their energy, like they probably are the kind of person that has hobbies that they're like really into. Like they really like to collect something in particular. Like maybe they collect old books or stamps or like some kind of memorabilia, or they have some kind of like hobby or special interest, or they have a lot of these hobbies. Like I do feel like this person, again, very intellectual, very kind of in their head about certain things, like very much a deep thinker that kind of likes to ruminate about things and likes to kind of think deeply and is very like loves to kind of almost spend time alone, just lost in their own thoughts, ruminating, thinking it through, imagining things. Could be kind of nerdy in that sense as well, and also could be very successful as a result, because I do feel like this person is ambitious, probably very goal oriented, and also, like I said, a smart cookie. So they're kind of like a tough negotiator as well, I would say. It definitely is giving the energy that this could be someone who's like CEO of a company or ends up being very successful, because I do feel like they have that kind of like toughness about them and like sometimes a little bit harshness where it's like, you're not going to fool me with this business deal. You're not going to force me to give you like 10% more. Like, no, you're actually going to give me 10% less, or in terms of the price. As I'm saying, like giving someone 10% more would be better for them anyway. Anyway, that's why I'm not a business reader. I'm a tarot reader. But anyway, so this person is good at business. This person knows how to run those negotiations and they know what to say. And they know kind of like how to go into it, how to ask for certain things. And they're not, like I said, they don't feel the need to be like super warm and fuzzy with everyone. So I feel like that gives them an advantage in negotiations where they're able to go in and just kind of demand things go their way. And it could be something that like is very successful with this soulful appreciation card. Like they could be very financially generous to you, or like let you, if that's something you're interested in, be a stay-at-home mom, or you know, be a housewife. I feel like with the family tree card coming out, I do feel like this person would likely want to start a family with you, have kids with you, and that would probably be like a primary motivator. Or even if you guys don't have kids, like maybe they want, you know, dogs, and or they would want, but I really do feel like a lot of them will want kids. So if you're like, I'm definitely child free, no interest in that, I don't know, because I feel like this is someone who kind of would want a legacy a little bit, is what kind of I'm hearing in my head. I'm not saying that's the only way to have a legacy, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting that they're trying to get across to me. So yeah, I feel like you kind of are given a level of autonomy in this relationship, which could be really nice. If you're very independent, this could be a great relationship, because I don't feel like this is the kind of person who's like constantly checking up on you, demanding your location beyond, obsessed, like, you know, doesn't have their own life, like only wants to be with you. I feel like they're very kind of independent minded, and you could do the same. Like, you know, if you said, I want to go on a girls trip for like a week with my friends and then we'll come back, they wouldn't be like, you better text me every hour and I need to hear from you. I can't believe you're leaving. They'd be like, yeah, have fun, like enjoy, see you later, babe. And so in that sense, it could be really nice, because I feel like sometimes they just kind of let you do your own thing, and they're not like super emotionally needy. They're very like an independent type of person, you know. So if you like that, then that could be really nice. And especially if they are financially generous, you know, you could be going on some nice trips. Let me put these away and then we'll get into some more cards for you. Pile number 2. Okay, so let's get into these cards for you. Pile number 2. So let's see what is going on with pile 2's future spouse. So we have friendship, animals, trust, financial health, and beauty. So I could also see this person kind of being an animal lover, even maybe being involved in something like animal rights, or just being very like big into, I do feel like this person probably has some kind of ethical things that they go along with, meaning like they feel strongly about certain causes of some kind, maybe social justice, or maybe, you know, like animal rights or women's rights or whatever, you know, some kind of cause that I feel like maybe they advocate for. Maybe they're a little bit politically minded. They might like pay attention to the news, or feel really strongly about certain issues and kind of be willing to like advocate for that. I do feel like this person is probably very, like I said, they love an intellectual debate. They love to maybe argue about politics. Even if you were on the opposite side of the aisle, they may enjoy that. But they could be honestly a little bit progressive is what I'm getting. Although I am feeling like some of them, it might be like more libertarian-esque. I don't know. I'm not saying for everyone. It's, again, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. But it does feel like they love a political debate, or they love to talk about things. And there's someone that is very like well-read. Like they probably stay on top of things that are happening in the world. And this is like a very avid interest of theirs. You know, they really care. They're really interested. They really pay attention to the stock market, or pay attention to what's happening politically or in different countries or whatever. Pay attention to current events. I feel like they're very curious. They love to learn. They also could be kind of like one of those people who's like a polyglot and learning lots of different languages, or studying, you know, in different areas, traveling, very worldly, very intelligent, and kind of like sophisticated. And I also feel like with this friendship card, definitely, definitely you guys could start as like just friends. It does feel like there could be that slow burn energy where at first you guys may not, know it's going to be romantic. It may not come through right away as like, oh, we're definitely like getting it on. We're definitely attracted to each other. There's this really strong chemistry. It may feel like at first you're kind of questioning, like, does this person even like me? Like, I don't know, because it feels like they just see me as a friend, or it feels like they aren't attracted to me at all. And I feel like they are not that into me. And I do feel like this person, they're very good at playing things close to the vest. They're not really someone who feels comfortable with opening up completely to someone else right away. Like it takes them a while to warm up, and they are maybe a little bit like unsure, and then they kind of like reveal their cards later, kind of a thing. So they might you know be into you and kind of be, I also feel like they're the kind of person that like they really like to analyze. They're kind of an overthinker. So they might be into you, but like not wanting to put it out there right away, not wanting to show you, or not wanting to like rush in, like there's a part of them that is into you, but then they also have to like analyze it in their mind and be like, okay, is this the right thing? I don't know. Like, do they like me back? I don't know. And they kind of go over it in their mind. They're not just gonna like throw caution to the wind and like kiss you and just tell you like you're the love of my life. They're definitely gonna be that person that's gonna think, overthink, not be sure, and then eventually like step forward. But I feel like they kind of got to weigh the pros and cons, and definitely there could be a period of frustration at the beginning where you're like, are you into me or not? Like, what the heck is going on? You haven't made a move. I don't get what's going on. Let's get into these cards for you. Pile 2. Jeweled web connectivity, and that's coming out over the friendship card. So you guys could have a lot of mutual friends in common as well. You could share friend groups, be into similar things or similar causes, similar interests. This person could also be very outdoorsy. They could really love to spend time outdoors, hike, be in nature. They could be, like I said, an animal lover. I also feel like this is the kind of person who likely eats very healthy and doesn't eat, like maybe they don't eat processed food, or they don't eat a lot of junk. They may choose to, exercise a lot or be in really good health themselves, and that's important for them. Maybe they like kayak or surf or paddleboard as a hobby. I feel like they may also be into spirituality. I'm not gonna lie. They could meditate. They could be a little bit into somewhat tarot, astrology. I definitely feel like they probably have a meditation practice though, and they are into spirituality, even if it's just like bro spirituality, where it's not like the full thing of doing the tarot and astrology and all the extra magic stuff, but maybe it's like they listen to podcasts, and then they, the podcasts are all about having the best health and doing cold plunges and like fasting and meditation. So they do it for that reason, I don't know. But I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if this person is involved in spirituality in some way. Maybe they do yoga. Maybe they do yoga. Maybe they meditate. Maybe they have some kind of holistic health, spirituality connection that they're into. And I feel like they also invest with themselves. They wouldn't be turned off if you were like, oh, well, I only want to buy organic food and it's kind of pricey. They'd be like, bet, that's awesome. I actually feel like this person has a little bit of I want to say expensive taste, So like if you guys went out to a restaurant, I think they wouldn't want to just go to like whatever local Applebee's. They would probably want to go to like the farm to table type of place, or the place that has a little bit nicer food. They could kind of be a little bit of a geek for that. Like I said, this person is an overthinker. They're very like precision based, perfection based, like technical based. So they like it when things are really done well. So like they probably would kind of geek out about like a really well done restaurant where like the chef is super acclaimed, and the food is cooked, seasonally based from like local farms or whatever, and the chef trained in like France or whatever the case may be. I feel like this person would kind of get excited about that. Like they would be like, oh wow, like this is awesome, and they sous vide the chicken or whatever, and like they'd know all the technical terms and get excited to see how the chef was like presenting it, you know? So I wouldn't be surprised. I'm seeing like Anthony Bourdain in my mind. Maybe they're kind of like an Anthony Bourdain fan kind of vibe where they like enjoy, really get off on like trying new cuisines and going new places and like kind of take it serious. They're not just like, yep, the food was good. They actually like kind of think it through and ruminate a little bit on it and like will, you know, talk about like the depth of the flavors and all this extra detail. And I feel like that's kind of their approach for everything. You know, they are a little bit of a perfectionist and they really admire that in others. I mean, the first card we pulled for them was the Hermit, which is ruled by Virgo. And I could definitely see Virgo energy for this person, that perfectionism of Virgo, the way Virgo likes to like look at the details, not just take it at face value, but really look down deeply into it, definitely sums up this person's vibe. So they're growing on me. Their energy is growing on me for sure as we get more into these cards. And with jeweled web connectivity, like I said, you guys definitely could meet through a friend group as well, like meet through mutual friends. So let's get into some song cards. You guys got This Is What You Came For, Taylor Swift and Rihanna, Hypnotized, Fleetwood Mac, Sweet Talkin' Woman, Electric Light Orchestra, One Track Mind, Chromeo, LDN, Lily Allen, Always Be My Baby, Mariah Carey. What is this person's vibe? I Want to Be Yours, Arctic Monkeys, and let's get just like a couple more. Never Get You Right, Brandon Flowers. And finally, this one is, what are we gonna get? I've Got You Under My Skin, Frank Sinatra. So it's funny. I feel like that LDN Lily Allen song, it always gives me this kind of sophisticated vibe of, I always just feel like it's such a good vibe for walking through any major city, especially a European city, not gonna lie, but also any major city. It really sums up the kind of crazy absurdity of urban life. So I could see this person being either from a big city or living in a big city, or maybe they just like to travel and they have the kind of sensibility of a big city. Like even if they live out in the country, they like to read like, I don't know, the New York Times or the New Yorker, why can't I talk? Or like the Independent from London, or whatever, Der Spiegel, or like, you know, I don't know, kind of intense documents and papers that are like really somewhat intellectual. And I feel like this person kind of is, like I said, they'd love to be abreast of things, but they do give me this kind of like urban, sophisticated vibe where even if they're not from a big city, they may be very on top of like pop culture and what's happening and kind of very au courant, I want to say, for lack of a better word, where they're just very like in the mix, you know? They're not kind of like, oh, what's this song? I don't know. All my music's like 50 years old or something. Nothing wrong with that, but I feel like they're very like, they know what's happening in the world, you know? They're very on top of things. They're very intellectual. They love to learn. They love to stay on top of everything and research everything and read up about everything. They probably listen to their podcasts and their, you know, news articles, and like they kind of like, they read a lot. There's a lot of intellectual curiosity coming through with this person. With that Hypnotized, I wouldn't be surprised if this person has done like ayahuasca, that's what's coming to my mind, or other spiritual practices to try to like reach some enlightenment. Maybe they do like transcendental meditation or something. It feels like they really do have this kind of hidden spiritual side to them that not everyone gets to see. But again, at first, I feel like they do come off a little bit boring. Like you might meet them and just be like, oh, it's a regular schmegular guy, or he's just not super open. He's not that warm, but there is this other side to him that like cares a lot about certain things. Let's get into some astro dice for you. Pile number 2. What astrology energies are coming through for pile 2? So we have the Sun, aka Leo. Oh, double Leo. And then we have the 6th house, Virgo. Wow, I definitely see that Virgo energy. So we have Jupiter, aka Sagittarius. So we have Virgo, Leo, Sagittarius. So Virgo, I mean, that was coming through super strong to me. I definitely feel that Virgo energy with the way Virgos are very relentlessly curious, being ruled by Mercury, and also they like things to be done right. They really like precision, they really like attention to detail, and they're not going to accept kind of like a shoddy job, like, oh, we just rushed this and yeah, it's not really perfect. Like that is not okay with them. They definitely would not be like, oh, it's cool, that's fine. They would expect you to kind of like, let's make sure this is done right, let's make sure we get this perfect. We also have Leo. I do feel like this with Leo, this person could have a lot of creative gifts. I also am seeing that connection to the fifth house that Leo has, where it rules the fifth house, which is the house of children. And I wouldn't be surprised if this person wants to have a lot of kids or wants to have a family. And Leo is also, you know, a little bit of enjoying the limelight, a little bit of enjoying the spotlight. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the kind of person that, like, when they're at a table surrounded by their family or friends or people who are kind of on the same page as them, they can really hold forth. Like, they really love to kind of like, you know, like I said, pick out the movie you guys are listening to, or pick out the music, or be the one to tell you about, you know, let me explain this situation, or like be the one to tell you what's happening in the news. Or they love it when you're like, huh, can you explain that to me? And they love that moment. So it could be a little irritating, you know. For me, I would be like, ugh, I don't care, please don't lecture to me, because I hate when people do that or guys do that. But you know, some people are like, I'm down, I want to learn from this guy, and they even think it's very sexy. So, you know, when this person's in their element, they do know a lot. It could be very attractive. They do have a big vocabulary. They do have a level of intelligence that's maybe higher than average. So if you don't mind kind of listening to what this person says, I feel like they do have a lot of interesting points, and they also are probably down to listen to you sometimes and have that kind of intellectual back and forth. Then we finally have Jupiter. So again, kind of similar to Leo in that Jupiter is like the teacher, it rules higher education. And Jupiter also is super interested in other cultures, in other places to live, places to travel to, expanding knowledge by exposing yourself to different new things. So I feel like this person has that side to them where like they probably like to travel, they like to try new cuisines, they're very brave in that sense. They also might be very physically active and like to do things like bungee jumping or parachuting or skydiving or whatever, and really like to explore the world. I feel like they have that side to them that's very kind of physically active and likes to stay active, and might be like, let's wake up at 6 a.m. and go hiking, which again depends on whether you like it or not. Some people would hate that, some people love it. So yeah, that is what I have for you. Pile number 2. I hope it wasn't too negative. I try not to let my own reactions color it because everyone likes something different. So, you know, I would love to hear from you. If this is someone you could see yourself dating, I am really curious about this pile, since I usually try not to be negative at all, but this was just a little bit coming through. I'm like, is everyone else gonna find this person's vibe a little irritating, or is it just me? So I would love to hear from you what you think of this. If it's someone you think you can vibe with, let me know. Pile number 2. And also please give this reading a thumbs up, hit the like button, subscribe. If you want to see more of my content, then you can head on over to my Patreon where I post all my additional readings. I'm not really active over here as much. I wish I was. I hope to be soon, but for right now I am posting actively on my Patreon. So that's where you can find my other content. There are over 130 exclusive readings. I just posted a reading, or it's either, if it's not up yet, it will be soon, about what area of your life you're being the Lulu in, and lots of other content about your past lives, your soul mission in this life, another reading about a future husband and future spouse. So there's lots and lots of content to choose from. Like I said, over 130 exclusive readings. And then you also get to be the first to see all my YouTube videos. So if that sounds good to you, head to the link underneath the timestamps in the comments in the description and join me on Patreon. Also, if you would like to book a private session with me, you can do that at my website, briarrosetarot.com. Whether you're looking for a quick half-hour reading, a full hour-length reading, whether you want it to be focused on tarot, astrology, channeling, mediumship, whether you would like it to be live one-on-one over Zoom, or or a pre-recorded reading. You get to customize all these aspects of the reading, so it's the perfect reading for you. If that sounds good to you, head to the link in the description for briarrosetarot.com. So I am sending you all my love. I will see you guys very, very soon with another reading, hopefully soon. And I am sending you my love, and we'll see you then. Take care. Bye. Hey, pile three, welcome to your reading. So you guys got the King of Cups, the Strength card, the Eight of Cups, Six of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and the Princess of Swords. So with the King of Cups coming out, this person could be a water sign, a Pisces, Scorpio, or a Cancer. I am getting the vibe that this person almost has like this cute energy. Honestly, they're coming through as kind of sweet, and I feel like what's funny to me about them is they almost have these like niche interests that they kind of fixate on. Like, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if this person is very physically strong, goes to the gym a lot, but it's almost like coming through as this person has a little bit of a jolly energy. And like, I'm seeing someone like being super excited, mixing up their protein powders, going to the gym and like getting all jazzed for it. I honestly feel like this person's temperament is very overall kind of positive. Like, I feel like they're very positive minded, and they're kind of like optimistic, chill. It's giving golden retriever boyfriend vibes, where I feel like generally speaking, they kind of look on the bright side and they're not like prone to like anger or rage as much. It seems like they're just kind of supportive and really sweet and nice most of the time. With that King of Cups, they could be highly creative. They could be someone who is very into like writing or doing art or doing music. But again, I also feel like with that Strength card, I'm seeing that as literal physical strength, where they might be very strong. They could be physically intimidating, like 6'4", big muscles. It could be a gym bro. But it's funny because I almost feel like they have this vibe of like looking super intimidating to most people, where they'd be like, whoa, I don't want to mess with that dude. But they're actually like so chill, so easygoing, like such a sweetheart, you know? So it's funny because like their inside does not match the outside, and people might be like scared of them, but like it's totally not how it actually is. So yeah, I kind of love their energy. Like, I feel like this person is just like a little sweetie, honestly. And I feel like they love to make you happy. They really feel like they love to like do what you like to do. Like, if you're like, hey, I want to watch a rom-com tonight, they're like, yeah, let's do it. Or if you're like, I really am craving Mexican food, they're like, oh, go out and grab some. You know, even if they had been like, hey, do you want to get burgers? If you're like, well, I really was hoping for enchiladas, they're like, okay, that's cool. Let's do the enchiladas then. And I feel like they're not like my way or the highway. Like, they're not someone that like is very rigid. It feels like they're very fluid and chill and kind of go with the flow. Like, we got this, we got swords and cups, both of which are very like fluid type of energies. Obviously, water is literally fluid, literally. But then like air, you know, isn't like, it's not a rigid fixed energy. It's always changing. It kind of moves and flows and goes through the little cracks in between a building or whatever. It's not like this has to be done this way. So I feel like that kind of sums up this person. It's like they're really open to doing things your way, making you happy, and they're not very dogmatic about needing things to be done the way they want them. I feel like this person could be really a lot of fun, honestly, with the Six of Wands. Feels like they could be quite close to their family is what I'm getting. And I feel like they're not afraid to like show you off. I feel like they're the kind of person that they would definitely introduce you to their family, and also show you on their social media with the Six of Wands. You know, they could have that in their, you know, in their Instagram bio, like right off the top, like married, the marriage date, or your name, or a ring emoji next to your name. I feel like they are, you know, very like let me make this clear. You know, they're not trying to hide things or be shady. And I feel like they're the kind of person that really commits and is quite loyal. I feel like with the Four of Pentacles, sometimes they may get a little burnt out about work. That's what's coming through about their work situation, is like it may take them a while to kind of find their passion. And ultimately, I do feel like this person is kind of that King of Cups where they're actually not really cut out for work. Like they're not cut out for, 12-hour days, putting in overtime, 60-hour weeks or whatever. You know, they're not cut out for like the cutthroat office life. Like, I'm not saying they're unemployed, by the way, or like, so you're going to have to work, they're going to be a stay-at-home husband or anything like that. I'm just saying, it's not giving me the vibe that like, ruthless, like ready to work, let's go, I can't wait to screw someone over on this business deal. It feels like this person either finds a career that allows them to kind of maybe embody a little bit of a softer energy, to be honest, or they're, sometimes they're a little like, work sucked, and they don't love it. They don't love that aspect of their life. Like if they could just be home cuddling with you all the time, they probably would, and like doing their little interests, like they probably would. But I also feel like they take those responsibilities strongly, and so they're gonna, of course, try to make money to provide for their family, but also there's a part of them that's like, yeah, I hate it, and they're not, it's not like you have to worry about this person being a workaholic and like just working all day and never calling you. Like they're definitely not going to do that, because they don't really like being at work that much, to be honest with you. They really don't. I feel like as well, this person, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so it's kind of bringing to my mind like they have, like I could see this person making a lot of money, but it feels like if that's the case, it would come through something that's also kind of a passion. I know this is weird, but I'm seeing like Craig Conover from Southern Charm, and how he had a girlfriend who was like, you sew all the time, that's what you do. And he was like, what's wrong with my sewing? And then he started his own business that was like sewing pillows, and it became really huge. Like, and he is a Pisces. He's a water sign. Or no, he's an Aquarius, air sign. But we do have air here as well with the Page of Swords coming out. So yeah, I feel like he is a great example of this, where it's not really like something where he maybe flourishes when it's just like that pure boring 9 to 5 and like making business deals. But as soon as you introduce like, hey, you get to design pillows, he loved it. He thrived, and now the business is like making so much money. So that's kind of what I'm getting with you guys, is there should be something with this person that allows them to kind of link up their interests and their passions and what makes them feel good inside to money and their financial system. But they really are such a softie for you, and I feel like they kind of let you make like decisions sometimes, to be honest, most of the time, which I hate to say, because I know a lot of women are like, I'm tired of picking out the restaurant, but I love it. I'm always like, let me pick, let me decide, because I know all the best places and I know what I like. And I feel like if you like that kind of vibe, if you like being the one to decide, this is definitely your man, because they will let you pick. And if you're like, no, I really feel like Peruvian food, they're going to find you a Peruvian restaurant, which I just love that. So I'm liking this pile 3 energy so far. This would be like my pick. Okay, so far I'm like, yes, this all looks very good to me. Let's get into some more cards for you, pile 3. And tell me about pile 3's future husband. Pile 3's future husband. Wow, that's so funny that came right off the top and of course fell on the ground. But it makes so much sense. Talent guides, spirit mentors, and teachers. I'm telling you that this person really has a very strong creative side. They are super creatively minded. Then we have connections, partnership, contract, commitment. Currents of emotion, uncontrolled feelings. Oh, this one is family tree, expansion, legacy, and goddess of dreams, vision, intuition, receptivity. So I wouldn't be surprised as well if this person has a psychic side to them and they kind of get those downloads and visions and premonitions before they actually happen. I feel like as well, like I said, they are super connected to their family. They are very close with certain family members, and that's a big part of their life. That's a big part of their story, is like their, how much they love their grandma, or like playing football with their brothers, or being super close with their sister, and being on a group text with her. It feels like their family is really, really a big deal for them. And again, I just feel like what's coming through is this person is so creatively focused. They're so creative. They have all these ideas. Like, they really are someone that could end up writing a book, or writing music, or starting a clothing line, or starting their own company. And they may even work in unconventional fields. If you try to limit them to, like, you have to do this kind of really boring work at the office, they really don't thrive that way. They really thrive when you kind of give them a little bit more freedom. And honestly, they feel like they would make a great parent. If you are wanting to have kids, I feel like this is the kind of person that would make an excellent father, would really take care of their kids, look after them, be super loyal and present and focused on them, and definitely kind of give their all to, yeah, take care of them, be at home, be with them. They're not like chaotic energy, like going out to the bars and partying with their friends. I do feel like they're very loyal, and they're very, honestly, I feel like they're very attractive. Like, I feel like they probably have lots of other people, other women who have crushes on them, but they would be like, I'm gonna stay with you. They would be that person that like makes it very, very clear, like, I have a girlfriend. No, I'm not single. No, I don't want to hang out with you. No, I don't want to meet up. Even as friends, I am in a relationship. They make that very, very clear, and they're really, really like locked in when it comes to you. And I do feel like your guys' connection is just really sweet, really loving, really all encompassing. You guys feel like you guys are best friends, and that's the foundation and basis for the relationship. You guys are just like each other's confidants. You actually really enjoy spending time with each other. You kind of find each other to be fun and interesting, and you're not like, spending time with my husband or spending time with my wife. It's like, my best friend. Oh my God, I can't wait to tell you what happened. Like, this was the funniest thing that happened at work. And you look forward to seeing each other. You look forward to like hanging out and getting dinner together. And I feel like even when you have kids, that's going to persist, where it feels like you guys are really on the same team, and you might like crack up about something that your child did and laugh about it and just have like such a good time. And I do feel like this person has your back 100%, even though they are this golden retriever energy. So they're not the type to like start fights. I feel like if they needed to defend you, they would do that 100%, no questions asked. They are very, very loyal to you. 1000% like would stick it out for you no matter what. Let me clear these cards, and then we will get into some oracle cards for you, pile number 3. But like I said, with that Page of Swords, it's almost like this person could also get very excitable. And I feel like when they have something that's like really interesting them, it's funny, like their eyes light up. They could like talk a mile a minute. You might be like, okay, like calm down. I feel like it almost is funny to see like their eyes light up when they're talking about certain things, and the way they just get so into it. What can you tell me about pile number 3's future husband? So we got love, clarity, freedom, trust, and well-being. So you definitely trust this person 100%. Like, there's such a beautiful layer of trust between you guys. And I feel like this is the kind of person that I'm seeing kind of this beautiful scenario in my mind of like, you coming home and being like, I'm just exhausted, and this person making you dinner or like rubbing your feet. They really do look after you and want you to be good. And I feel like that's something that even if you guys have kids together, you would kind of keep your relationship the top priority. Both of you guys would have each other kind of at the top of the list. I also want to say, I think this person is very physically attractive. I just keep getting that about this person. Like, I feel like I'm seeing someone who has almost like young looking face, and I wouldn't be surprised if this person is literally a little bit younger than you, because it's just giving that kind of dynamic. But I also feel like this person maybe has a little bit of a baby face, or they just look younger than their age, or they just look kind of young and have this young energy. Like I said, their energy doesn't seem very jaded. It feels like they're very positive. It feels like if something happens that's negative or unpleasant, they're always kind of looking on the bright side. They're always like, well, we can fix it, or like, well, okay, we can figure this out. Don't worry about it. Like, they always have something positive to say. And I feel like it's very reassuring for you to be around them. And they always keep this element of playfulness about them. Like, if you guys have a child together, they'll probably play with this person on the playground. And, like chase them around and play monster or whatever. Like, it feels like they're kind of a kid at heart too. And they're just very sweet. I also do feel like they have this deep kind of soulful creative side where, they might write you love notes or write you poetry, or they end up getting you flowers every week. It does feel like they are very deep emotionally, and they really care about you, and they really think deeply about you. They're not just like in it for something short term. And I feel like when you guys meet, they, one thing is they do have a lot of people who have crushes on them. I feel like they do have a lot of admirers, and a lot of people do think of this person as very, very attractive. And so I think by the time you guys meet and make things kind of romantic, that's when this person, when you guys meet and make things romantic, it doesn't feel like there's a huge long period where things are uncertain. It feels like maybe you guys are that couple that like meets and right away you guys are hanging out together all the time. Right away you guys are official or exclusive, or like you guys hang out and then he like moves in like a month later or something, or you guys get engaged pretty quickly after, or you guys are having serious discussions pretty quickly. It does feel like there's a really very quick element of trust that happens between you. And I do feel like this person is creative minded. And so, like I said, they might write you poems or paint for you, or even just something as simple as like picking out clothes for you. Like, I feel like this person does have excellent taste, and they probably also have a good taste in clothing for themselves, because I keep getting that they look good and they have a lot of admirers. They have a lot of people who are interested in them, but they have no qualms about like making that clear and putting that out there that like, no, I'm with them. They're also one thing that I love about them so much, that I guess I'm like, why am I such a big fan of this person? Like, I love this pile 3. I just feel like this energy is so great. And I feel like looking at that clarity card, they make their intentions very clear. They don't play games with like conversations or language or in arguments. They don't try to be like, but you said this, or like trying to, be manipulative, or be like, well, no, but you had told me I should go to the bar and that's why I went, or whatever. Or that's why, well, I didn't know it was a big deal to flirt with her. Like, they're not doing any of that BS or lying or acting like, I didn't know what you meant. I thought you said this. Like, they don't do any of that stupid stuff. I feel like they really are very trustworthy, and they're very like open and honest about what they're thinking, what they're feeling. And they kind of like, they don't play around and try to be manipulative or try to be like hiding stuff. They're very clear with their intentions, with their feelings for you, and they kind of make that known. Let me get into these cards for you, pile number 3. So let's see what cards we're going to get for pile 3 about their future husband. We got Garden of Venus, Rest and Renewal. And as I'm telling you, I do feel like this guy is very attractive. That's what's coming through with this. Very attractive guy. surrender, sky dancers. I think he gets lots of attention from other people, but he is kind of like a little puppy dog. So, you know, he's got to get the right partner who like gets him anyway. I don't think he's looking for these random people. He's very happy and contented with what he has with you. Dances on one foot, balancing act, dust devil, moving out of stagnation, and skywriting the fates. So I feel like this person's also very physically good with their body. Like I said, I think they probably go to the gym. I am getting a lot of physical vitality with this person, like physical strength. And I feel like that comes through when they have to dance, when they have to move items. Like they're just very physically kind of together and like functional. And you might be amazed, like when you watch them dance, they're like, oh my God, they're a really good dancer. Like they can really move, and it's really sexy watching them move, you know, and kind of surprising you in that way. Like I feel like this person is very much that way, where they don't really brag. They don't really have this intimidating aura to them. So at first you might underestimate them or think like, oh, they probably don't know anything about whatever it is, like plumbing. Like I'm just going to tell them that the sink broke, but we can hire someone. And then they're like, no, I know all about plumbing. And you're like, huh? But they like never told you because they're not a bragging type personality. Or you go and watch them dance and you realize like, wow, this person is very sexy. They're very good with their body. They have incredible body control. And for that reason as well, I do think this person's probably good in bed. Also, because they just seem like very much kind of a giver, focused on you, like not focused on themselves, focused on their partner, you know, and very concerned with like her experience. So yeah, I feel like they are someone who is physically kind of remarkable, like really, again, really in good shape, and just knows how to use their body, knows how to do things, knows how to even just like stuff around the house. Like you might be really shocked that like, dang, this is a man, you know, like this is someone that knows how to like change the oil, takes out the trash without asking, knows how to do random household projects. Like if you ask them to like fix something on the roof, they can do it. Physically strong, like in good shape. There's a lot of this vitality coming through, kind of this masculine vitality and strength and power that I feel like doesn't go away. You know, it's not like they just want to chill on the couch and laze around. I mean, they definitely probably enjoy their times with that, especially if they can cuddle with you. But it really feels like they are physically super strong and can just do a lot for you physically, if that makes sense. Let's get into some song cards for you, pile number 3. What song cards do we have for pile 3, Spirit? So we have Pang, Caroline Polachek, I Wanna Be Yours, the Arctic Monkeys, Right Through Me, Nicki Minaj, Waiting in Vain, Bob Marley, Feels Like Heaven, Ariel Pink, 1,000 Years, Christina Perri, and Nightmare, Miley Cyrus. Let's get one more. Selfish, Britney Spears. Ooh. And Trip to Your Heart by Britney Spears. I love both those songs. Both of her Femme Fatale album, which is such an underrated album. So good. I love that album. Anyway, yeah, I feel like first of all, there's a lot of deep love songs here, whether it's like 1,000 Years, Christina Perri, Right Through Me. I consider that a really deep love song, honestly. I think it's like really deep what she talks about in that song. Trip to Your Heart by Britney Spears, Pang, Caroline Polachek. I feel like this relationship, it really is a deep soul connection. And you guys, like I said, feel like each other's best friends. And there's just so much fondness here. There's so much like kind of mutual kindness and sweetness. Like this person is very kind to you. They're very sweet. They're very like loving and nurturing and nice in a way that is sadly sometimes a little bit rare in relationships, right? Like sometimes partners can turn into like each other's enemies, each other's ops, where it's like, no, you actually misspoke. You said that. You blah, blah, blah. No, you always do this. And it feels like this person, they always see the good in you. They're always very supportive and positive and kind of like your cheerleader, you know? There's just a lot of this kind of giving, beautiful, loving energy that I feel like makes this relationship just really lovely to be in. We got Feels Like Heaven by Ariel Pink. So it does feel like there's this kind of beautiful, sweet connection that you guys have. And also maybe even shared interests. Like maybe if you really love like goofy slapstick comedies, this person likes the same. Maybe if you like trashy reality TV, this person is down to watch trashy reality TV. Although I don't even know if it's even like their interest, or they're just so like golden retriever coded, willing to do whatever you want to do, willing to like, if you want to watch a certain show, like you want to watch a marathon of like the Real Housewives, they're totally down, you know, even if they're not into it, they're like, yeah, let's watch it. And like makes it a positive, fun experience, isn't sitting there like with their arms crossed, like resenting it, but they're really down to do anything that's going to make you happy. So I feel like for that reason, you guys stay friends for a really long time. And by that, I mean, like in the relationship long term, you're still each other's best friends. You're still each other's like cheerleaders, and, you know, you're both very kind to each other for a very long time. So even when you're like 60s and 70s, there's still this beautiful love and fondness that you guys have with each other, and kind of this playfulness too. Like maybe you guys have the same sense of humor, because I really get this playful, kind of funny vibe from this person. They might just be very funny themselves and kind of like a comedian, kind of like this humorous, likes to laugh, you know, can make you laugh all the time, and you guys just share a sense of humor. I don't know. I just feel like it's really fun to be around you, and both of you guys, you know, when other people have to like hang out with you as a couple, they actually enjoy it. It's not like, oh, I have to hang out with those two and they're always fighting. It's like, oh my God, whenever I'm around them, it makes me want to find my own partner, and it inspires me to keep dating. Let me get into these astro dice for you. Pile number 3. So we have the 9th house, Sagittarius, Leo, and Uranus. These energies have been coming through a lot in these readings. But anyway, so Leo, that makes a lot of sense, because Leo is a youthful energy. It rules the 5th house of children. So a lot of Leos can give off that kind of youthful, energetic vibe that I feel like this person has. Leos also are highly creatively inspired and just creative. They just have lots of different ideas. And I feel like this person certainly is very creative and always coming up with new things. And also, again, like I said, kind of like a kid at heart. Like they're not jaded. They don't have this old energy. They're always kind of young and receptive and fun and energetic. Then we have the 9th house, Sagittarius. So kind of on that same vibe, this person probably loves to travel as well, probably loves to explore new places, go to new things, do new things. And Sagittarius is also connected with Jupiter, which is like planet of abundance, blessings. I feel like there's such a positive vibe between you guys that you guys will likely, you know, help each other with your careers. You guys being together might just lump you into like this path towards abundance, financial success, because this person kind of makes your life so much better, and they're so positive, they're so like happy, that it probably like levels up all the energies in your life to bring you more good things. Then we also have Uranus. So Uranus is large groups of people. I do feel like this person would probably likely be very popular and would probably have a lot of friends, would probably know a lot of people. Probably a lot of people like this person and think of them as someone who's kind of cool, smart, funny, interesting, likes to be around them, admires this person. And I wouldn't be surprised if you guys have a big kind of couples friend group. Like you guys have a lot of friends together as a couple. And a lot of people who think of you, honestly, as like this perfect couple. So a lot of people are looking up to you guys as well. That is what I have for you, pile 3. I really hope it resonates, guys. I would love to know if it did, how it resonated for you, if you can see yourself with someone like this, if you like this vibe where you get to kind of pick the restaurant, or if you don't like it and you're like, no, I need a guy to take charge. I would love to hear from you. So let me know what you think of this energy. And if you also can give this reading a thumbs up, hit the like button, that always helps the channel. If you want to see more of my content, head on over to my Patreon where I post all my additional readings. I'm really posting over there right now. I'm just super busy in life. I'm hoping to be able to come back and be more active on YouTube. But for right now, if you miss my content, that's where you can find it. There are over 130 exclusive readings you'll only find on Patreon. I just posted readings about your soul mission in this lifetime, your past lives, your Akashic records. I posted one about your future spouse. I can't remember that topic, but and I also posted one about the rest of 2025. And it may not be up yet, but there is, either it's already posted or it's coming soon, about what area of your life that you're being delulu about. But there is so much content to choose from, guys. Like I said, over 130 exclusive readings on Patreon, and then you also get early and ad-free access to all my YouTube videos. So if that sounds good to you and you're interested in joining me on Patreon, then head to the link underneath the timestamps in the comments and the description, and I would love to see you there. Also, if you would like to book a private session with me, you can do that at my website, briarrosetarot.com. Whether you're looking for a quick half-hour reading, a full hour-length reading, whether you would like it to be focused on tarot, astrology, channeling, mediumship, a combination, whether you want it to be live, one-on-one on Zoom, or a pre-recorded reading, you get to really customize all these aspects to make it the perfect reading for you. So if that sounds good, then head to my website, briarrosetarot.com. Link is in the description for that, and book a time slot with me. So I am sending you all my love, guys. I hope I will be back soon, but I will see you then, whenever it is. I am sending you all my love, and hopefully it's soon. Take care, guys. Bye. Hey, pile 4, let's get into your cards and see all about your future husband. Let's see what's going on with your future husband. Okay, so we got the World card. I can't show you. It's a little inappropriate on this deck with some nudity, but I will show you all the other cards. We got the 8 of Wands, and I will definitely include it in part of the reading. We got the 2 of Wands, the Prince of Swords, Queen of Wands, Prince of Wands, okay, and then we have 2 cards, the Queen of Cups and the Magician card. So I feel like, wow, this is kind of an interesting combination of energies. This person could be a player when you meet them. They could be very like dating around. They could be very interested in multiple people, or that's the vibe you get, or you're like, oh, like lots of people have a crush on this person. Like maybe they're like the hot guy at the office or the hot guy at school, you know, where everyone's talking about them, or everyone's like, oh, have you seen like Philip? He's so cute, you know, or something. And there could be, you know, a very like little bit of player energy around this person with that Knight of Wands. They could be someone who is not like wanting to lock things down, or before they meet you, you know, that's what they're kind of known for, is like playing the field a little bit, and there are lots of people who are interested in them, and they kind of radiate this sexual appeal that the Wands card has. So they can be very attractive. That's one thing about them, is they may have a lot of riz. They may be very attractive physically. They could be sexually attractive, sexually confident, good in bed. And they may also, for that reason, expect things to move really fast with you. So with that 8 of Wands coming in, things could literally move fast with you guys. Like you guys could, you know, not gonna lie, sleep together on the first date, or you could move in with each other like after a month, you know, or you guys get engaged after 6 months. But they may also on the other side just like expect that from you. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, it could be that like they're kind of taken aback, like, wait a minute, why didn't you sleep with me after the first date? Or why didn't you start flirting with me like the first day at the office? Like, why were you minding your business and like not paying attention to me even when I tried to flirt with you? So there could be this energy where they kind of feel like they have to pursue you a little bit. They kind of feel like they have to get after you because you aren't kind of like as interested as they would expect, because I feel like they're kind of used to people falling at their feet or people being very into them, like all in. Oh my God, this person's so sexy. I'll do whatever for them. Oh my God, I just want to be going on a date with them. Like, wow, wow, they're such a dreamboat kind of vibe. And I feel like with that Queen of Wands, though, this is the thing, is they kind of meet their match in you because you're very confident. When they come into your life, you're at a very confident time. You may literally be like sexually confident, or you're like just confident in general, and you're like, you don't impress me that much, like Shania Twain. I'm hearing that in my mind. Don't impress me much, where they're like usual tricks that I feel like they use on everyone else, where they're like, oh, they're gonna love this joke, or like, oh, this is gonna be the one, like they're gonna fall in love with me after this. And you're just like, okay, anyway, like on to the next. Like maybe you have your own roster, maybe you're dating around, maybe you're like not really excited unless they show up a certain way for you, like unless they really take you on a nice date and buy you flowers and whatnot. But whatever it is, I feel like there definitely could be a period at the beginning of this relationship where they're pursuing you and you're like not giving them the time of day. And I feel like that actually sparks interest in this person, because they're like, huh, like what? Because I thought all women love me and they're just like all obsessed with me, and you seem like you couldn't care less. So there definitely could be a little bit of that dynamic where they're kind of trying to get your attention. They're kind of trying to like figure out how you feel about them. And they're kind of like, I don't even think she likes me. Like they're a little taken aback. But I feel like that kind of works in your favor, because again, they're so not used to a challenge, and it's kind of interesting for them, like, oh, okay, this is new. So they don't hate it, and it may actually capture their attention in a way where if you had been like the usual girl and just fallen at their feet, they'd get bored. With the Prince of Swords as well, I feel like kind of getting bored easily is a good descriptor of this person in general as well. Spirit is telling me they may literally have ADHD, and they're giving me this kind of very excited, almost youthful energy where I feel like they kind of bop around, have a million different interests, have a million things they like to do. They're very exploratory. We did get the World card, and they may literally love to travel. Like you guys could meet while traveling, or they could be from another culture, another country, or they're just that kind of person that's like, hey, this new Afghan restaurant opened, like let's try it, or like this new Ethiopian place, or some place that maybe you wouldn't usually think to go to. Like maybe it's not the most common food in your area and you've never been to this kind of restaurant before, but they kind of like encourage you to explore and open your eyes and try something new. So I do feel like with that Prince of Swords, they're kind of always, there's kind of this irrepressible curiosity about them that's quite nice, where it feels like there's kind of never a dull moment. There's always something new they're wanting to do. There's always something new they're wanting to try. And it doesn't feel like they're boring. It doesn't feel like you ever kind of know fully what to expect. It does feel like they kind of keep you on your toes, and you're always like expanding with them. There's always something new that you haven't learned, or that you can kind of, expand on almost. That's the word that's coming to my mind. And I feel like with that Magician card, it actually is a really good word, because I do feel like you kind of expand and grow yourself through this connection. They kind of push you out of your comfort zone a little bit in many ways. Like I feel like they're even the kind of person that might like try your patience at times, but not in a bad way. It does feel like they have such an irrepressible energy that sometimes like they may not realize they're getting on your nerves, especially because I feel like they are used to like, again, getting a lot of admiration. And so they kind of sometimes might not like realize that like you're annoyed that they like ate the last piece of brownie, or that they like took your side of the bed, or that like, no, I don't want to watch that movie. I hate action movies. And they're like, oh, and they didn't occur to them that they'd have to like prioritize you, because they're so used to being selfish with other women, and the other women are just like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's okay. I just want to be around you. So I feel like they kind of have to learn with you to like do things a little bit your way, or to like that, even though you are very charmed by them, and they kind of have this charming optimism about them, that sometimes like they got to tone it down a little, or that sometimes like you know, they need to like be more careful, because I do feel like there's this kind of recklessness about them. Not in a bad way, not saying they're like reckless and gonna like spend all your money and blow through everything and like, you know, drink and drive or do something horrible. I'm not saying reckless in that sense. I just mean sometimes there's this beautiful, and it is, I can see where like so many people would be attracted to them, this beautiful kind of spontaneity and like just living life by the seat of their pants. You know, it doesn't feel to me like they're the kind of person that like if they had a trip, they might be that person that like shows up to the airport a half hour before the plane leaves, you know, or an hour before, or you're like freaking out because like you guys leave for the trip and you still haven't booked the hotel, but they're like, "Hey, it'll all work out. Don't worry about it." And you're like, "No, it won't work out. What the F?" And you know, like I said, that's why I wouldn't be surprised if this person has some ADHD, but I feel like their charm kind of has always gotten them through, and it is kind of charming, like this kind of faith they have in the universe and this way that they like tend to be kind of optimistic and have this like everything's gonna work out mindset is actually very charming. I'm gonna take a sip of water really quick. But yeah, it is very charming. It is kind of infectious to be around. Like you might find yourself becoming a little bit more wild when you're around them. Like they're the kind of person who's like, "Hey, it's all going to be fine." So even though you usually, you know, maybe your tummy's gotten upset when you've tried to eat like street food while traveling before, but this time you're like, "Okay, whatever. You said this place is really good. I'm going to try it." And you do, and it's amazing, and you don't get sick. And you're like, you know, maybe I don't have to like never eat street food again. Or maybe you're, you know, they're encouraging you of like, "Hey, let's just book this, you know, let's do a road trip last minute or whatever." And even though you're like, "We can't do that," and "Oh my God, we should plan it," you end up going and you end up having fun. So I feel like this person kind of like wrenches you out of your comfort zone. And wrench is the word. I was going to say pull, but I'm like, no, this is like more forceful. This is like this person grabbing you and pulling you out of your comfort zone. Like they're having to put some effort into it because you're not going lightly. You're not like, "Yeah, let's do it." You're kind of a little nervous, it feels. And I feel like this person kind of makes you feel fundamentally very safe around them. And they have a very masculine energy. Like I do feel like, you know, they have this vibe that like when they say it's all good, they do mean like if things go left, I will protect you. They're not going to sit around like an idiot if like something goes wrong. They kind of do always have a plan. So that's where maybe you're able to actually let down your guard around them. And I actually feel like through this relationship with the Magician card, you could heal a lot of aspects of yourself. You could heal a lot of maybe if you have some hyper independence or you feel like you always have to stand on your own 2 feet. It's very much a relationship that comes in to make you kind of like open that shell up a little bit more. Let's get into these cards for you, pile number 4. So what can you tell me about pile 4's future husband? So we got divine presence, the force of love and gratitude, kinship, community, your group, freedom, moving on, letting go. This one is soulful appreciation, heartfelt gratitude. This one fell. It is your eternal spirit, higher self, sacred intuition, and let's get one final card. Family tree, expansion, legacy. So this, you guys could start a family together. There's definitely this family vibe around you guys and starting like your own little team. I feel like if you do have kids with this person, it would feel like that. Like, this is my little tribe. This is my team. These are my people. Like, it's actually a really beautiful kind of family unit that you guys have, and you guys might laugh a lot. And like, I feel like you guys bond over that. You know, it feels like the kids might bring you even closer together, even though it might be stressful. But I feel like you would kind of like your relationship thrives under that pressure because you guys have always had kind of like this push-pull where you're like, "No, we're not watching that movie." And so that dynamic kind of follows into like having the kids, if that makes sense, where you know, maybe usually with a lot of couples, they're just like, they never have an argument and then they have a kid and then suddenly they're bickering. But I feel like you guys always kind of like get through the bickering. Like, it's like sometimes you might even bicker as an aphrodisiac or you tease each other. You guys have this great sense of humor with each other. And so that kind of gets you through any of the hard times or any of the disagreements where you guys make each other laugh. And that's a big part of this kind of community and connection you have with each other. I feel like as well, like I said, with that freedom card, this person really inspires you to go out of your comfort zone and to kind of become the best version of yourself. Like I feel like if there's things that have scared you in the past, like maybe you're the kind of person that like you get anxiety when you're on a plane, and they're the kind of person who like doesn't at all, and they would be the one who's like holding your hand the first few plane rides and being like, we got this, we got this. But then they might start being like, hey, I'm not gonna hold your hand this whole time, like you are safe, you're with me, like it's okay. And there's something about their presence that starts inspiring you to be like, yeah, you know, I am safe, and I don't even need to like hyperventilate into a bag the whole time during the ride. I don't need to clutch his hand and like pop, you know, a pill to get through the flight. And I don't need to like guzzle wine because I'm so stressed. Actually, like I can probably do it sober. I can probably do it without wrenching his hand and holding it so freaking hard. And, you know, I think I've misused wrenching there. I don't know why that word is just coming through so many times in this reading. But clutching his hand so hard, like I don't need to grasp on him. I'm actually like I'm okay, he's right, I am okay. And at first it may be a little like you're like, what do you mean you're not going to hold my hand, what a jerk. But then you're like, you know, I'm breathing through this, I got this, I can do this. And I feel like there's kind of this level of like personal development that happens with you through this relationship where you guys vibe on the same level, you understand each other, and it kind of pushes you to become a little bit of a better version of yourself. And this person kind of always has your back. And that's one thing you kind of really know about them, is like you really know you can trust them. And that does a lot for those feelings of safety and for, you know, helping you to alchemize certain aspects of yourself. Let me clear these cards and then we're going to get into some more oracle cards. Let's see. And one thing about this person, we got so many knights, like that sums up their vibe too, because knights are a younger masculine energy. And I do feel like this person is very like young at heart. You know, they feel like they love to explore. They feel like they always love an adventure, love to go try new things, do new things, be out in the world. Like they're very bold and brave. Let's get into these cards. What can you tell me about pile number 4's future husband? So we got forgiveness, blessings, compassion, prosperity, closure. So yeah, I feel like it's interesting we got the forgiveness and the closure card, because I do feel that this person is likely coming through from like another lifetime. I do feel like you guys probably had some kind of soul connection, or maybe it's something written in the Akashic records where you guys truly knew each other from a past lifetime, have connected in past lifetimes. And when you meet each other, there may be this feeling of resonance or this feeling of knowing each other from then. And it's almost like this might be a second chance for you to work through that. Also, Spirit is giving me this message that this could have to do with your lack of trust in others in general. Like especially if you have a bad relationship with your family, and one of the destinies of this person could be to bring in like a new family for you, like help you to create your own family so that you're not missing yours, you know, and kind of help you to close the door on certain things, like no longer be bothered by the fact that you don't speak to your siblings anymore, or by the fact that you aren't close to your dad anymore. So there's this really beautiful kind of lovely, like tying everything up with a bow energy that happens when this person comes into your life. And I feel like you guys end up really helping each other level up. I also feel like you help them heal. There does feel like there's this lovely past life connection where I feel like both of you end up benefiting, healing, helping the other grow. And it really does feel like you're filling in each other's like wounds and issues, like each other's lacks. Like if one of you guys is bad at math, the other would be good at math. That's just like a tiny metaphor, but obviously probably in more practical areas, like one person loves to cook, the other hates to cook. But I do feel like this person is coming in to really help you to kind of work through like practical areas of your life. And with this prosperity card, I do feel like they may help you to benefit financially as well, like help you to level up with your job, help you to do better financially, to achieve some dreams, to like go for it. They're very supportive in that way. Let me get into these cards for you, pile number 4. So we got First Breath, Beginner's Mind. This one is Perfect Storm, the courage to step into life. This is the Wall, Obstacles, Crown Games, Right Use of Power, and finally we have Jeweled Web, Connectivity. So kind of like I was saying with this Perfect Storm, the courage to step into life, I really feel like one of this person's sole purposes to come into your life was to kind of dispel certain fears and kind of like teach you that you can do it. You know, it's almost like they're kind of taking you back to an earlier version of you that was less afraid, less traumatized, and making you reminded of who your soul was. I do feel like it's probably because they know your soul from past lifetimes, they've met you in other lifetimes, and so they're like, hey, let's get back to this version of you that was like way more unafraid, way more bold, way more powerful. And they kind of push you to do that. So you may find yourself with this person really doing things that you would never usually do. Like you guys could move to a foreign country together. You could have said like, oh, I'll never go bungee jumping. And then you go bungee jumping with them. Or you could have said like, I would never have kids. And then you're having kids with them. So I feel like they kind of push you to like realize your own strength. Or even something as simple as that, like developing a fitness routine when you said you were like not a gym goer, or like I'm not doing that. So it's very positive in many ways. Like I feel like it really helps you to level up. And it really feels like it's because you can kind of rely on this person. They are your rock. I feel like they really see you for who you are and have this deep empathy and like compassion for you, where it's like nothing you do scares them off. They see the wound in you, but they're like, let me fix this, let me heal this. And they really want to help you to like achieve your dreams. So if there was like a book you always wanted to write, they could be that person that's like, you can do this. Let's do it. You'd be an amazing author. Come on, write this thing. Like, let's start. Let's put together a plan. Let's put together an outline. And it ends up helping you to actually achieve this dream. Let's get into some song cards for you. Pile number 4. So we have Turn to White, She and Him. Our Swords, Band of Horses. Right Through Me, Nicki Minaj. Harvest Moon, Neil Young. Yaysayer, I Remember. Alien Days, MGMT. This one is Cardigan, Taylor Swift, and One Track Mind, Chromeo. So this person is very attracted to you. That's coming through for sure. I Want to Be Yours, Arctic Monkeys. They're very sexually and physically attracted to you. That's definitely true. The other thing that I'm getting is like Cardigan and what was the other card? I forgot what the other song was that brought this to my mind, but it's coming through really strong. This kind of feeling of someone, oh yeah, Right Through Me by Nicki Minaj. Someone seeing through you for who you are and really liking it. And I feel like that's almost a soul wound some of you may have, like this idea that like once someone actually gets to know me, they're going to leave me. Once someone actually gets to know me, they never stay. They're going to abandon me. They're not going to actually like me. They're going to hate me. So kind of like, I'm not going to trust anyone. I'm not going to open up. And I feel like this person really kind of makes you realize that you are very lovable because you realize they're not going anywhere. So kind of like how in Cardigan, Taylor says, and when I felt like an old cardigan lying under the bed, you picked me up and said I was your favorite. So kind of like that feeling that like, oh, you actually like me, even though I'm like ratty and maybe I've been lying on the floor too long. Maybe I am a little bit got some dust on me, metaphorically speaking, but you like me and you see me for who I am and you like me in spite of all that. And you really see kind of these flaws. And I feel like that's one thing is like there's a lot of deep intimacy with you. This is not like a surface level marriage where you guys are kind of like going to work and then you come home and you watch some TV show and you don't really talk. And it's like, of course, you have nights when you guys watch TV together or whatever, but there's also a lot of deep conversation and a lot of seeing each other for who the other is. And this person is very attuned to you. Like they notice when you're in a bad mood. They notice when you're sad. They notice when you say, oh, that was my favorite ice cream flavor. Yeah, I love mint chip. And they go and like remember that and get it from the grocery store for you, you know? Or if you say like, oh, I love the color pink, then they're going to make sure that they get you the pink roses, you know, or whatever. They're not someone who's just like looking at you on a surface level. They really see so deep into you. And I feel like for you, that's kind of shocking and overwhelming. And like I said, very healing for your inner child is like you feel very, very seen and they notice you. They pay attention to those small details. You know how sometimes they'll do like the GQ couples interview and it's like, do these people even know each other? Like I think Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott, like he didn't even know what eye color she had. It was so crazy. He didn't know her dog names and all this stuff. Like he was like, have you guys even met before? Like what the heck is going on here? But I think a lot of couples are like that. And this is not that. Like this person would know all the facts, like everything about you. They really pay attention and cherish you. And I think that's something that is very shocking for you. Like I didn't know someone could see me this deeply and still stick around. So in that sense, it's super, super healing. Let's get into some astro dice for you. Pile number 4. So we have Pluto, Sagittarius, the 11th house, aka Aquarius. So we have Scorpio, Sagittarius, Aquarius energy. So Pluto, that makes perfect sense because Pluto is all about the depths of things, really going super deep. It literally rules plumbing. So if you think about plumbing and how intricate it is, like I always, as an astrologer, I get so geeked out when I walk through like a part of the city and they're doing works on the plumbing, which happens occasionally. Like if they're having to redo the sidewalk or they're having to do a road, you will see plumbing. You will see like random pipes going through the ground. And it's always amazing to me to see how intricate it is because it is so intricate. Like it's crazy. There's like, 9, 10 pipes and they all, I guess, carry different things. Some are bigger, some are smaller, and all vitally important to infrastructure, but you never see them because most of us, we just walk about our daily life. We use water, we take showers, we're constantly using plumbing and we don't even realize it or think about it. And only the people who are like working on this, like the, I don't know, structural engineers for the city or the plumbers or the street worker people are going to actually see that. And it's such a fundamental part of us. And that's really summing up like Pluto energy, 8th house energy. It's where we are at our deepest self, the kind of underwiring of us that like not everyone gets to see. And we block it out for most people. So I really feel like this person and you, that you guys go so deep with each other and there's a big level of healing. There's also this interdependence. Not gonna lie with this pile, there could even be a risk of some codependence because I feel like you guys are kind of low-key, sometimes obsessed with each other, and it is mutual. It's on both sides, where you guys both really have that obsessive 8th house plutonic kind of relationship where you're like, you guys could get jealous about others. You like don't want this person to ever leave you. They don't want you to leave them. It's like you guys are obsessed and it is a very deep connection. And there is a lot of healing and it's very like 2 of cups, like linked at the soul. We are drawn, lover's card, actually more lover's card, like truly linked and truly deep with each other. Then we have Sagittarius. Like I said, this makes so much sense because Sagittarius is all about kind of going outside your comfort zone, trying new things. I feel like that is a huge presence that this person kind of brings to your life where they're definitely encouraging you to like try something new, like let's do this, you can do it. Let's go to this place. You guys may literally travel a lot together or live abroad together, and go to new places, explore new places. I feel like there's kind of this broadening of horizons that happens when you're with this person, where they really love to explore and have this kind of irrepressible energy, and they kind of bring that out of you as well. And you find yourself maybe like trying cuisine you wouldn't have tried, going new places, and really like pushing yourself out of the norm of what you would usually be doing. Then we also have the 11th house. So 11th house is Aquarius energy, and it is about large groups of people. It's also, the 11th house is the house of hopes, dreams, and wishes. So that's what I really feel like this person brings to your life, is like they push you to achieve your dreams. They push you to try something new and to really become that person that maybe you always dreamed of but didn't think was possible. It's of course ruled by Uranus, which is the unexpected kind of surprise planet that is like, whoa, coming out of nowhere. And you never quite know how Uranus is going to go. And I feel like this person brings a lot of like delightful surprises to your life. Like I said, if you said, I'm never going to have kids, you might have an accidental pregnancy with this person, you know, and be like amazed at how happy you are. And like be like, oh, I wasn't expecting this at all, but like I freaking love this. And I'm so connected to this baby, and this is the best thing ever. Or, you know, you guys get married in Vegas on a whim, or you guys, or like I said, just that energy around like, I've always wanted to write a book, but I know I could never do it. And then you kind of find yourself like writing this book, and this person encourages you, and then you're like, oh my God, it's getting published. And I'm so, wow, I can't believe this is happening. And I feel like there's this beautiful, like surprised energy coming through that you kind of are always a little bit on your toes with this person. Like you never know fully what to expect, but it's like beautiful, happy surprises. And also, again, helping you to achieve your dreams, kind of trying to a little bit fix the things within you where you may have gotten jaded, or you may have been closed off to the world. And with this person, you find yourself really working through that and being able to like alchemize yourself and start really achieving things and becoming that best version of yourself. So that is what I have for you, pile number 4. I really hope that resonates, guys. I would love to hear from you. If it does, I'm always super curious, always wanting to know, especially about these readings. So let me know what you think. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. And if you want to see more of my content, I'm still posting very actively over on my Patreon. I haven't been as active here on YouTube, I know, hoping to be more active, but I am still active on my Patreon. So if you want to see more of my content, that's where you can find it. I just posted a reading about, I think I did one about your future spouse not too long ago. I also did one about some of your soul contracts in this lifetime, life purposes, about the rest of 2025. There's so much content. Honestly, I completely lose track. Oh yeah, and what's your Delulu about? That's a really good one. That's either up already or just about to be posted. But there's so much content to choose from, guys. I literally lose track because there's over 130 exclusive readings. Like there's so much exclusive content. And then you also get early and ad-free access to my YouTube videos. So if that sounds good to you and you want to join me on Patreon, then head to the link underneath the timestamps in the comments in the description, and I would love to see you there. Also, if you would like to book a private session with me, you can do that at my website, briarrosetarot.com. Whether you're looking for a quick half-hour reading, a full hour-length reading, whether you want it to be focused on tarot, astrology, channeling, mediumship, or whether you want it to be live or pre-recorded, you can choose and customize all the different components of your reading so it's the perfect reading for you. If that sounds good, then head to my website, briarrosetarot.com. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I am sending you so much love and light, and I will see you again very, very soon with another reading. Take care, guys. Bye.